The True Lives of the Fabulous Killjoys, out November 22nd. Gerard, you described this album as a love letter to rock and roll. Tell us a bit more about this.
We recorded this album twice, and so what I think happened is it definitely started out as a love letter to rock and roll, and I believe then turned into a nail bomb or a cruise missile pointed at rock and roll. And that's what the record feels like to me. I think that we were making a record, and it was really good, but it wasn't the best we could have done, and we just wanted to do something more exciting. Simply by just putting another rock record into the world, it wouldn't have done anything for rock. I already have all my favorite rock records, and it wasn't really matching up to me. And we all just there was a song called Nana. When we recorded that song with Rob Cavallo, we realized we had to start over the entire album.
Because I just listened to the album before, absolutely amazing. And I also read on your website that once you guys finished the album, you put the record in your cars and you drove around and turned it up really loud. Is that right?
Oh, absolutely.
Really loud?
I think that's the only way you can listen to music, you know? It's like either blasting on the headphones or while you're driving in the car.
Yeah, I kind of felt like that as well. I was hoping maybe, I could borrow one of your cars and go and listen to the album. Would that be possible?
Absolutely, sure.
What kind of cars do you guys drive?
I have a Buick Enclave for like traveling with gear and stuff, and then I have a '69 Vet, which is for fun.
I have a Porsche 911 and a Trans Am.
Cool.
I have a BMW X6 and a Prius.
The new Prius.
So life's pretty good in My Chemical Romance. I mean, if we want to borrow a car, you guys are you've got a few you can lend out.
We can hook you up.
Yeah, I'd like that. Now tell us about, on the album, there's a couple of tracks that feature a DJ voiceover. Who's this and where did the inspiration come for this?
Well, we've still kept the DJ secret. He's a friend of ours named Dr Death Defying, and the inspiration came from, I think, once we really realized the record we were making was kind of like this transmission from 2019. We had felt that it was fitting for it to sound like a guerrilla radio station. And kind of Dr. Death Defying, I feel like, holds your hand into this world. You're on a roller coaster on your way up with him, and then when you get to the peak, he kind of lets go of your hand, and then you just go on this ride, and then he checks in on you from time to time.
We're going to check out the latest single, Na 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 Na. I think there's about 8 in there, is that right?
Yeah, it should be more. I'm going to revise that today. It should be like 47 of them.
Tell us about this song.
This song was, the song that launched the start of re-recording an album, and because of the energy within that song, it's what gave us the juice to do that. It is very plainly a snapshot of how I was feeling at the time. It's clearly about feeling like you're in stasis and likening that to being stuck in purgatory, and it's just kind of bold observations about things.
Cool, we're going to check it out right now.
Hey, I'm Mikey.
I'm Ray.
This is Gerard from My Chemical Romance. You're listening to The Hit List.
Na 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 with My Chemical Romance, of course, the brand new record, Danger Days, The True Lives of the Fabulous Killjoys. That's hard to remember. Why such a long title, guys?
Well, it had started off as just The True Lives of the Fabulous Killjoys, and then I felt like, and that being a comic that I was working on with a friend of mine, but that didn't feel like the full or true title. Like the true title of the record felt like it Danger Days. It really did. Danger Days is kind of like what you have to go through every time to make a great record, to dig deep. You know it's not going to be easy. And it's kind of also talking about what it's like out there right now in the world, what it's like to be a musician, what it's like to be an artist. And then the second half of the title is to add a broader spectrum to the world that we've created visually and then musically within the album.
Cool. When did you know as a band the album was complete? When you obviously finished the last track, but what was the moment? Do you remember when you went, finally, we've done it?
It's really funny. I mean, with us, you never know when it's finished, because I think throughout the process we had about 2 or 3 times when we were like, okay, we're done, and then a couple days would pass and it'd be like, okay, I got this one more song that I think will be great for the record, and that's how Kids From Yesterday came about. And then I think a month after that, when we thought the record was finished, we ended up re-recording and reworking a song called Bulletproof Heart. And, once that was on, it was like, all right, now we really are done with the album. So it's, it's hard to say, but I think ultimately when you really, feel complete, like you've gotten out everything you wanted to say, and on tape, and that's when you say, okay, we're done.
Now, of course, Rob Cavallo, if I pronounced his name right, produced the Black Parade. He also did this record as well. Why did you choose him again?
A lot of needing to re-record the album was a lot of breaking rules for ourselves, and I had imposed a lot of rules on myself, and I think we all kind of did to make that first attempt at the record, and that didn't work for us. There was too many rules. So one of the first rules in My Chemical Romance is that we would change a producer every album because the band was so different. Yet we didn't realize that Rob Cavallo is also somebody that changes daily. And as a producer, every year is different. If you look at his work, it's changed year to year. There's not a lot of producers like that. So we really found a match, and we said, no, let's go back to the guy that, he really helped us get to the deep things, like the great music. So we went back to Rob.
Now, Gerard, everyone's talking about, especially your fans, your red hair. They want to know why you decided to go red. I think it looks awesome.
Oh, thank you. I think it just kind of ties into the color, and now obviously the band is in color, and I wanted something that no matter where we were or I was, I'd always have a bit of color on me, it's just kind of, a lot of people don't know this, the hair color I've had most of my life, but people only know me from having black hair, but that's because they've only really seen me in the band, but all throughout middle school, high school, art school, it was always this color. So, I feel more connected to the person I was back in art school than maybe the angry person that started the band.
Cool.
Hey, it's me!